Hello and welcome to another episode here on Cruiseandcoasters. I'm Jeff, and today we are coming to you from Iowa at the Adventureland Resort. And this is very interesting. We just walked in. It's our first ever visit here. It is park 15 out of 22 on the USA theme park road trip, and it feels like we just walked into a weird Disneyland that's been placed in Iowa. I'm going to spin you around so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, because it is definitely giving Disney vibes. So this is the entrance to Adventureland, and yeah, you can see it's very heavily influenced by the Disney resorts. It's definitely giving a lot of Main Street vibes here. And here we come down, I guess, Main Street USA, but in Iowa, make it Iowa. And there's no castle, but there is a wave swinger at the end. This is so cute. I'm loving the park so far. I mean, I've been here for 5 minutes, but I'm enjoying it. It's really, really cute. I don't think I've ever seen a vlog where Storm Chaser was operating, so we decided to hop on that and get a view from above from the park to kind of get a lay of the land. Storm Chaser, if you didn't know, is like Windseeker at the different Cedar Fair, well now Six Flags parks, and it's just a little bit smaller, but really nice, enjoyable ride. There it is behind me. And we are going to head to, I think it's called the Flying Viking, which is their newest roller coaster here at the park now. So the Flying Viking is intertwined with one of the log flumes here as well. Both of these are Zamperla, so it kind of looks like a Vekoma family coaster, but yeah, this is a Zamperla coaster and then a Zamperla log flume. That's pretty cool. So we're gonna hop on. Unfortunately, the Flying Viking went down as we went into the station, so we decided to take that as a sign. We were a little hungry because we got here a little after noon today. The park's open 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. So we decided to just start off with lunch, and then we'll go ahead and hit the coasters after. And let me show you this absolute mound of chicken tenders that they just served to me. This is actually obscene. Like, hopefully you guys can see the scale of it, but there's so many chicken tenders and so many waffle fries. Very, very hot and fresh as well, with seemingly ranch. Finished up the Flying Viking, our first coaster here at Adventureland. She is cute and fun and cute, a really fun family coaster. I do like the interactivity between the log flume and the coaster, and I love that they're kind of sold as a set for parks to get 2 attractions in one. I think that is really nice. I think it could do with a little bit more theming. The Flying Viking theme is quite like loosely interpreted with just the train. I also think it'd be really helpful if they got a second train, because there's quite a lengthy line and they run just one train on this currently. I would say maybe some mild positive G-force in the last helix. Other than that, it is a family-friendly coaster, and I think everyone will be able to enjoy and ride it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Flying Viking. I think we're heading to Phoenix, which is the park's spinning coaster, next. Phoenix had to have been one of the most enjoyable spinning coasters I think I've ever done. It was super smooth, the spinning was just right, like it was the right speed of spinny to like make it a little disoriented but didn't make me want to throw up at all. It was just really fun. It reminded me a lot of Laugh Track at Hershey Park and Spinball Whizzer at Alton Towers. I think it's Mauer with, hopefully I'm saying that right, Mauer, one of the two. And yeah, very, very smooth, very fun, very enjoyable, really good addition to the park. I do wish like the paint job was just a little different, like the black on black is just kind of like boring. A little bit vibrant paint job I think would do really nice for this park and like really kind of make it like stand out. Other than that, it was fun. Next on our list, unfortunately, they have a 4D free spinner. But this one, however, is similar to King's Dominion, Tumbili. It's a little bit smaller, but there is a mild and a wild side. So we might have to do it both times to check it out. Oh, this is Dragon Slayer. I don't think I said the name. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I think I can handle that. All right, we conquered the wild side of Dragon Slayer and can confirm she was wild, way worse than Tumbili at King's Dominion. We got like 3 or 4 flips, plus at one point, one of the drops we were just held upside down while we like curved inward. Very, very bizarre feeling. These are really intense rides, so like, if you see these at one of the parks, don't write it off. I think that they are actually a lot of fun. They add a lot of entertainment to the day. So I would say jump on them. I hate them. I'll do them for the credit once and done. We did watch it off-ride because there is a mild and wild side, like I mentioned, but honestly, we didn't really see a big difference between the two. And we've heard kind of conflicting reports that the mild side sometimes spins more than the wild. So I think we're gonna do the one side for now, and maybe we'll come back and do the other side later today. Who knows? Up next on our list is Tornado. It's a wooden coaster here at the park. Oh, look at that. It is a really, really pretty park. The landscaping is done really, really nicely. Oh, look, it's like some of the track. Oh, I get it. Look, it's like the track has flown apart from the tornado. Clever. Clever girl. Is there such thing as a F5? What would that be like? Finger of God. If you know the movie, put it in the comments.
Is there an F5? Would that be like?
The finger of God.
We did just ride Tornado, and we did ride in the middle of a car, so not on a wheel seat. There was probably 2-3 good pops of airtime, a little bit of lateral force to it as well. But other than that, it was quite family friendly and really enjoyable by everybody. I would say, based on the people behind us who are on a wheel seat, they seem to be having a very uncomfortable experience. So I bet this ride varies greatly based on if you're in the middle of a car or on the back end of a car. So if you want a smoother ride, definitely go for the middle because I thought it was quite enjoyable. Atmospheric rock. If it's wet, it's raining. If it's white, it's snowing. If it's hot, it's sunny. If the rock is gone, run. Okay, the rock is still here. finished up on Monster. This is the park's biggest coaster. It's a Gerstaller similar to Hang Time, but with just 2 rows. It has a reputation for being one of the smoothest ones out there, and I have to agree with that. It was buttery smooth the entire time. You got some really good airtime in that beyond vertical drop. Absolutely loved it. Some really fun, kind of like floaty airtime on like the first tail. It's kind of like outward banked. It's like oddly profiled. It was really enjoyable. And then I think my favorite part was the vertical loop that kind of actually stalls up at the top. There's like a stall built into it, and you just get some really good hang time. The rest of the ride is actually quite slow. There's some trims that slow it down pretty significantly, but it does allow for some really good hang time with just a lap bar, no seatbelt. So that was really enjoyable. I think it's a really great fit for the park. I think it's been my favorite ride here so far. And like I said, I could not argue with how smooth it was. It was very enjoyable, and looking forward to another ride on there later today. We did Underground, which is the park's indoor wooden roller coaster that they refurbished for this year. And it was interesting, and it was very kind of quirky. I am really glad that we came to the park though and did it, because it definitely gives the park a fun identity that I think it's been kind of missing throughout the day for me. But the coaster itself is not really a coaster, so don't go in expecting like a drop or anything. Like Fire in the Hole and Blazing Fury both have like a coaster element or 2 in them that make them, like for me, a true coaster. This one had like a couple of lift hills and then just like very slowly went around the building. But the theming was really interesting. It was quite dark, like the theming itself was quite dark, and definitely catered more towards like teenagers and adults. But that being said, like the actual ride itself wasn't scary. They just like really set up like the pre-show, I think, for it to be really scary, and it wasn't that. It was kind of like spooky maybe, but overall it was interesting. It definitely gave the park some character, that's for sure. We have one more coaster to do today, which is Outlaw, and man, it is a scorcher again today. We kind of been really lucky most of the trip, getting like upper 70s, low 80s, but we've had a few park days like today where the real feel is hitting like 110, 115. And it is kicking our butts today, but we're powering through. But I think the next few days at Worlds of Fun, Silver Dollar City, and even Six Flags St. Louis, I think they're gonna be scorchers like today. Finished Outlaw, which means we have completed all of the credits available to us at Adventureland. And she was cute and fun and cute. Actually a pretty enjoyable, smooth wooden coaster experience. Couple of good pops of airtime too. It's interesting. I think I need to do some research on who built this roller coaster, because there is definitely some GCI inspired, or maybe GCI was inspired by this one, kind of like the way that you would go up and then slant at the same time, if that makes sense, and get a little fun pop of airtime. We were in the front, so we did enjoy those little moments of airtime. Other than that, it was pretty smooth, it was enjoyable. It's really hot, and so the ride was running, I think, quite fast today. But yeah, really enjoyable ride on Outlaw, and we have finished the coasters and gonna do some re-rides on our favorites, and then give you some final thoughts on the park at the end. Okay, I did my research on Outlaw, and I am not far off. It was built by Custom Coaster International CCI, but it was designed by Mike Boodley, and this is often considered to be the prototype, because after this coaster he went and formed GCI, Great Coasters International. So yeah, this is basically considered the prototype for GCI, which makes sense. It has like a very GCI drop, and even like the first like hill turn is very GCI. So very interesting fun fact for you. All right, we have gotten all of our credits, done the flat rides, did the train, got a few re-rides in, and I've really enjoyed our day here at Adventureland in Iowa for our 15th park on this USA theme park tour. Some final thoughts on the park. It's really, really pretty, very well maintained, very well landscaped. I really, really enjoyed the visual appeal of the park. They take really, really good care of their rides. Like the wooden coasters are running really well. The steel coasters look great. I think Phoenix just needs a bit of a paint job maybe to make it really stand out in that area. The black on black isn't really for me. Operations was fine for the crowds that existed today, and also it's 115-degree heat index right now. Like I know the crews are not going to be running at 100%, but definitely would be a little concerning if the park were busier, if the operations were similar today, because it would just be really, really long lines. But again, for today, when the park is a little dead because of the heat, totally fine, and totally understand that the crews may not be moving at 100%, and that's okay. The food was big portion, very fresh, but holy cow, was it expensive. That lunch that you saw earlier was $45, but I think the portion is so big, honestly, for the meals that you could probably split with a person for mealtime and be totally fine. I know in the future, if I come back, that's probably something I would do. But thank you guys so much for making it through this very hot, very chaotic vlog here at Adventureland. Like to fight that YouTube algorithm with me. Subscribe if you want to see more coaster content like this. Tomorrow we are heading to Worlds of Fun in Kansas City, Missouri for our first ever visit. Very excited for Zambezi Zinger, Patriot. Very excited for Worlds of Fun. Keep cruising and coasting. I'll see you guys at Worlds of Fun. Bye.